Hey, we're two fat guys.
And we just watched X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Not even your heart was in that one.
It's the first of the X-Men Origins series.
The first of the multiple, many filmed series. There were going to be three. They announced, we're doing three of them. Fucking get ready, because you're going to love it.
They only announced...
they announced
Wolverine and Magneto.
I guess they had Xavier as well. I thought they had Xavier and Magneto were each in their own movie.
No, I think because the Magneto one was about... Magneto turned into First Class.
Yeah.
And it was just... Them when they were young, but it was going to be Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart
with creepy
super
digital
CGI, which didn't look terrible.
It did look terrible in that one. I mean, he shows up at the end, Xavier shows up at the end, and
it's just super expensive, and I would not want to do that for a whole movie. And First Class ended up great, so I'm no complaints that they ditched that. But it's kind of funny that this one will always have X-Men Origins Wolverine, but it's the only one. I don't think they're going to revisit that.
No.
It's not anytime soon. That movie, man, if you would have asked me 15 minutes ago how I felt about that movie.
Maybe 20.
Well, 15 minutes before the movie ended. By now, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah. The ending of the movie is so bad it makes you forget the beginning of the movie. Right? When it started up, it's like, oh shit, that's right. I like all this awesome stuff. In the first good chunk of this movie. Yeah,
and you like the opening, the title.
I was a big fan of the opening cards. They did for the intro because they just started into the pre-credit stuff was him as a kid, and Bone Claws and him and Sabretooth running away, and then just great opening credits, just quick shots of him in all these wars, and it's a really effective way of getting through all this background story.
Yeah, it goes from his childhood all the way up.
And they even have story in it because as the wars go through, you see his reaction. He looks at his brother and goes "Oh, maybe you kill people a little too."
Yeah,
you have a husband bulge from killing people. That's a little much. And speaking of credits, actually reminded me, I forgot to mention how much I absolutely love the Spider-Man opening credits. I mean, not like Watchmen love, but Spider-Man 2's Spider-Man 2's opening credits are genius. And I don't know why all comic book sequels don't do it. But they essentially they had drawn panels. They got comic book artists to do panels that summarize the first movie, and they just in the web showed flashes of these things. So hey, in case you forgot, it's been a couple years or a day and a half for us.
Yeah.
Here's what happened in Spider-Man 1. And
we know. We just.
Yeah, I'm just a big fan of opening credits. I mean, Watchmen.
Yeah, I like movies that do a good job at that. Watchmen clearly the best.
I'm also a fan of closing credits, which the best for my money to this day still is A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Which I have not seen the movie. I've not seen the closing credits.
Just YouTube the closing credits. Where
I don't need to watch the rest of the movie.
Nope.
Okay.
You might get the style. It's sort of in the same artistic sense. It's this whole animated thing that goes through it, and they're just amazing, and it's entertaining. And every time I watch that movie, I watch every last second of those credits, joyously. I watch them.
Yeah, I know my other two tops beside Watchmen, far and above the winner. But then we've got Lord of War, which I love.
You're talking about that, yeah.
Where you follow the lifetime of a bullet being made, being shipped, being loaded into a gun, and then eventually shot into the head of a 12-year-old boy in Africa.
No.
Which really sets the tone for that movie.
Yeah.
And then I also love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is amazing.
I mean, because
I remember that teaser trailer. That teaser,
I'm not sure I remember because it wasn't really on my radar.
I was sold from the get-go. It starts off with just it's a wonderful world. Louis Armstrong singing, just zoom out, and then just around the word world, it just explodes.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Perfect.
And at the time I was like, this is weird. Why?
But
why would anyone watch that? And then a few months later, I end up watching that and go, this is the best ever.
Speaking of things that are the best ever, those two scenes that Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool before he's a joke.
So good.
Man, they ruined the character at the end, and they ruin even my thoughts of putting him on film.
Pointlessly, too.
Yeah, it could be Gennaro Mutant Man. They could call him that. Should call him Mutant Man. The Incredible Mutant Man with the mutant
Or even if they just call him Weapon 11.
Yeah, just call something. Don't make it him because he should be Deadpool.
Yeah, it was.
If I could Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind, something from everyone's mind, it would be the end of this movie, and then I would go back and do a Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds because, especially after watching Blade Trinity, and this in such short proximity. I'm like, he is perfect in this role. Like he just keeps zinging. Like in the face of all these hard ass military guys, he's like zinger, zinger, and fucking it's perfect.
And he like Ryan Reynolds is such a fan of Deadpool that once he found out that
they're doing it,
that even Deadpool was involved in the movie, he went to the studio and was like, but I'll do it.
I got it.
I think I read that it's him and Wesley Snipes as Blade are the only two people in the Marvel and of all the Marvel movies that didn't have an audition.
Really?
Yeah, they did not have to audition before they signed.
That's a fair cop, man, because those two...
Yeah.
Be like, all right, we need someone to kickbox vampires to death. Wesley Snipes injured. Oh, okay, well, let's cast the old guy. Chris Christopherson, get in here.
Well, the only other person I could see not needing an audition...
Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson...
He doesn't audition for anyone.
Because they asked him to use his likeness for Ultimate Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, he just rolled in and was like, motherfucker, I'm in this movie.
What if he lost? What if he had to audition and lost to someone else?
Some other guy who was still playing Ultimate Nick Fury.
Who was doing a Sam Jackson impression. Like Phil Lamar walks in, busts out his Sam Jackson.
And they're like, I'm sorry, it's his resume of superheroes. He's played every black superhero ever.
We did a screen test with Downey Jr. and they really
back and forth. Man,
we'll just start killing people.
Fun fact about Sam Jackson: he's in the Avengers. We had to see.
Oh man, so soon.
Like 9 fucking days.
Far away.
Oh man, there are very few movies standing in our way. Unfortunately, the next one standing in our way is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3.
Which I like to pretend doesn't exist, like every season after season 1 of Heroes. Yeah, like I just like to ignore it. Like, man, Spider-Man 2 is really good. It's a shame they never get around to making a third one. Well, maybe the reboot will be good.
I have a feeling, and I think one thing that this marathon has taught me is that my memory for a lot of these movies is not 100% accurate, and that I think that while I remember just really disliking it, I think that I will be able to find a lot of great moments.
Yeah, but you're also watching this a week after Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
so the world is a brighter place. And
don't let it slide for that. You know what? Don't.
I'm not saying I'm going to let the movie slide. I'm saying for my enjoyment tonight, I think it'll be okay.
I guess once you're out of if you get out of a POW camp or something, they're like, oh, I stubbed my toe. Not so bad.
That's all right. Oh.
All right. Still a good day today. Me, if I stub my toe, world's over. We're done. Shutting down everything.
Calling into work and
screaming. Ah! Ah! That's how I communicate that, so they know. Like, it's Brandon. Brandon's calling in again. Stubbed his toe. Right?
So Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
And then after that, we'll only have 3 movies left. We're down to 4 movies.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Or not. I don't really care.
People tuned to the YouTube.
I don't know.
Stay subscribed.
Get them tube.
Please don't unsubscribe us.
Gotta get them tube numbers.